Good evening, Mike. Good evening, everyone watching or listening. We are standing on the Pride of Baltimore 2. It is a Goodwill ambassador ship for Baltimore. We're going to hear about more of that from the captain in just a moment. And boy, I was telling you, Ethan, do I feel short next to you?
The ship is also slanted.
Slanted, yeah.
Poor Eva can't catch a break here. But Eva, this is a reconstruction of a clipper ship from the early 1800s. And if you look above us here, there's a huge American flag, and that's especially fitting, because during the War of 1812, the British were not doing well against the Americans because of ships like these. So they decided to lay siege to Fort McHenry outside of Baltimore, and that is when Francis Scott Key penned the Star-Spangled Banner about that flag. Pretty impressive.
Very impressive.
Floating History Museum.
Absolutely, and a great historian here next to me. But we want to bring in the captain right now, Jeff Crosby. So come on in, Jeff. And he is the captain of this ship that's about 35 years old. It is pristine, it's beautiful. And first off, thanks for joining us.
Absolutely, it's a pleasure to be here.
Tell us a little bit about how it acts as a Goodwill ambassador in Baltimore.
Sure. So every year is a little bit different. She wears a lot of different hats. So her mission has actually brought her all over the world to represent Baltimore and the state of Maryland. As far east as Russia, as far west as China. And we do things like open up to the public to share the history of Maryland, especially the maritime history of Maryland. We also do private charters and events to help promote business connections between Baltimore and other port cities.
As much as you love a port city like Maryland, what's it like being here in Erie, and what are your thoughts on our town?
It's really great. There's a lot of shared history between us and the Niagara. We're both War of 1812 vessels, so it's really cool to kind of share some of that similar maritime history, but then also highlight our differences between, what was happening here up in Lake Erie versus the Chesapeake Bay. So it's just really neat to be included. The weather's also definitely better up here, so it's nice to be back in Erie.
I'm hearing Erie's better than Baltimore. Are you hearing that, Eva?
I think I am hearing that. Well, we're certainly happy to have you and your crew here. We talked to your first mate a little while ago, who says it's been pretty steady for the most part on the boat, or on the ship rather, all day long.
Yes, it has been. The crowds have been pretty decent, but if you're in the area, come on down, check out all the ships, not just us, but we would love to have you aboard and talk to you.
Mike, so much more from Tall Ships Erie 2022 coming up in just a few moments, but for now, we'll send it back to you.